Hello and welcome to VeeamON Today, powered by Object First. This is episode 1. I am the Rick Vanover, the Rickatron, coming to you from Columbus, Ohio, Central Ohio. I'm joined with my partner in crime, Kirsten Stoner. How are you doing today, Kirsten?
I'm doing great, Rick. It's been a really exciting week here at Veeam, getting ready for our VeeamON next week. I can't believe it's here again. Feels like just yesterday we were down doing VeeamON in Fort Lauderdale. Like, was that last week? I don't know, but it just seems like this week it's just a really exciting time. I'm ready.
Indeed, and apologies, we've had a couple of snafus. We're a little late starting, but the show must go on, as they say. But we are getting ready to go into VeeamON next week. So that's going to be in San Diego. Kirsten and I are in Central Ohio. We got 3 producers on today. Jeffrey's also in Central Ohio, Felicia in Dallas, and Mark in Georgia. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Give you a shout out. And if you're like me, you got a story for every city as such. But I'll start really with just San Diego in general. Kirsten, have you ever been?
No, I've never been. And I'm really excited to go. I mean, I get to talk to all of my peers. I get to network with customers and learn about how they're using Veeam for data resilience. I get to also attend so many sessions and then hopefully get some time in to soak up some of that sunny weather there down there. Have you been to San Diego, Rick?
I have been to San Diego several times, but not for a VeeamON. But I can tell you one thing I will not be doing is having time to go soak up the sun. So let's actually just start first of all, and let's load up the web page share that I've got. If you don't know what is VeeamON, VeeamON is the customer and partner event that we have here at Veeam. And you can just go to veeamon.com. It's really easy. Or honestly, just go to veeam.com. You can't miss it. It's a customer and partner event. We got a really solid lineup of featured speakers. So, of course, our CEO, Anand, Chief Product Officer, Anton Gostev, the customer up top there. This middle story, David, another customer story, Gil, our CISO, Kirsten, I'm really excited for this one. Eric O'Neill. I don't know if you know the whole story about there was a spy that was caught, and Eric was the FBI agent that he was an FBI ghost, and there was even a movie made about it. But he's got great kind of modern twists on that type of space. Good stuff. I'm excited. This is a really solid list of external speakers as well.
Yeah, this will be really interesting to hear from all of these speakers and their experiences with Veeam and how they're using Veeam to protect their business. And then also hearing from, some of the Veeam leaders as well, hearing about where the company is going, how we're innovating to serve our customers is always, it's going to be a great event. Like, I'm pumped up. Like, I am pumped.
I'm ready. And it's funny. I love how I'm on a row by myself. Maybe the web page is broken. I don't know. But then we look kind of the long. Oh, Andrew's on there twice, so he's lucky. But going through here, we got our team. A couple of experts across product management, product strategy, product marketing. Really excited for this. Okay, so it's the same list, I guess, as you keep on going. Let's make sure. Are you on the list, Kirsten? There's Emily. Let's see. Let's
I
see.
think
Let's see.
that I'm a surprise speaker. Like, I don't know if I'm listed here, but
Oh
I'm
no.
speaking as in a surprise. Like, I know you guys weren't expecting me here, but here I am.
Oh
And that's
no,
like
that's an
kind of how I like
oversight.
it sometimes, because if I'm on the website,
Oh
it
gosh.
adds extra pressure for me. But if I surprise everybody with my appearance, they're more excited.
Okay. Well, I feel bad. You are definitely a featured speaker and you're going to be up on the keynote with me. Can't tell you what we're going to say there. But whatever your VeeamON journey, whatever know about VeeamON or don't know for that matter, you can still register. Go on over to veeamon.com and what you're going to want to do is click on the join online button right here. That's a registration that will give you access to the online experience, which has, I want to say it's 10 to 12 breakouts, and we'll talk about that here in a second with one of my favorite parts of VeeamON Today, powered by Object First, is we talked about some AI with the Veeam intelligence and stuff like that. And then the keynotes will be on there. We'll have this show again on the online experience as well. But I think it's also important, Kirsten, to kind of take a look at the agenda, right? And understand what we're dealing with when it comes to the online experience. It might be a little late to join us in San Diego. There's probably, if you really want to, I'm sure you can. But I'm just going to do a quick search for online. That's an easy way to take a look at some of the different sessions across the event experience. And so, let's see, making cloud storage secure and affordable, resilience, managed service providers, Veeam University education type of perspective, partner session for Veeam Vault. Ooh, look at this one. Now that sounds pretty interesting. What are these two folks talking about here?
We're talking about Veeam Intelligence, diving a little bit deeper of what powers Veeam Intelligence and then how it works, and then also suggesting some prompts that you can use in Veeam Intelligence to get more information about your protected data, as well as increasing usability amongst the Veeam data platform products, right?
Yeah, we took a look of Veeam Intelligence implemented in VeeamON, which can really do some a little bit more involved assessment, which is pretty cool. And there will be more. We'll come back to that, but that's one of the online sessions. And so just searching for online, it's really cool what you can see is available. In fact, we even have Veeam Service Provider Console as well for some of our service providers out in the mix. This is a cool one. Landra and I, we had a speaker sub. So this one was just myself and Landra talking about the next release of Veeam Data Platform. Was really happy to get on that one. And Kirsten and I and Emily and Pavel will have a deeper dive that we'll do at the event, which is important actually because there's some super sessions at VeeamON that those rooms are going to be recorded and that session will be replayed, let's say 2 weeks after the event. So, it's not just April 21, 22, or 22, 23. Definitely come back for more once we launch some of this new content. But Kirsten, does it get you nervous when we record a session, or have all of these tech bites and VeeamON Today's powered by Object Firsts prepared you for those moments?
I say that I do get nervous. I think that's totally natural, but I would say, participating in Tech Bites pretty weekly and stuff has really upped my game to deliver the best presentations ever. So I'm not saying that we should definitely attend our sessions or anything, but I'm saying that they're good presentations. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, Kirsten, I jest a little bit. I admire you. You prepare really well for your sessions, including these online tech bites, because you never know what I'm going to throw over to you. So, here's another one I want to highlight. Veeam is more than whatever you want. It's more than just virtual machine backup. Things like that. I think there's a perception. So Billy and I kind of walk through a little bit of a broad history of, not just where Veeam has come from, but where Veeam is now. I think that's super important to kind of mall map, our journey. And if you are new to Veeam, a lot of people know how we started, but they may not always know how we are right now. And so again, I'm just searching for the word online. So this is the menu. This is the experience you can have by going to veeamon.com and registering. And I gotta give a shout out to JFM, Corinne on my team, and Colin to talk about Entra ID. I am really excited about this one, and I may or may not have stolen some slides for this one. But Kirsten, I know you've been fiddling a bit with Entra ID. Now, don't give away any secrets, but I'm pretty excited for some Entra ID content.
Yeah, that's for sure. Especially since Entra ID is a service management tool that organizations are using every day, and many organizations are using, right? So I think it will be really interesting this session here online, and I'm sure this session's being repeated in person. Am I right? So if you're at the event, you can actually attend in person, and then you can actually ask these subject matter experts your questions and get the answers right then and there. So definitely check that out if you're attending in person as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. I am very involved with making all of the VeeamON content, but off the top of my head, I don't remember what is both in San Diego and on site. I do know that what is in San Diego, what is online. I do know that there is some stuff that's only online and there's some stuff that's only in San Diego, but there's some stuff that's both. This one is both because it is that important. So really excited for that one. And speaking of other relatively new technologies that are of interest, I want to give a shout out to Corinne and Edward, and I do believe, is it Brad from Microsoft joining that session to talk about Microsoft 365 data protection. A lot of interest there, both with Veeam Data Cloud through our service providers and as installable software. I really like having that choice there. Can't go too far without talking about cybersecurity. I mean, I feel, Kirsten, you'd probably agree. It seems like every conversation we do doesn't involves quite a bit of cyber resilience here. So Javi and Lindsay from our Coveware team, and I love those perspectives, right? Coveware sees this a very interesting, unique perspective, but I feel like we always bring cybersecurity into like every conversation.
Yeah, it's important for today's organizations. I mean, it's like what 1 out of 4 businesses will experience a cyber attack within this year compared to previous data points, right, of years past. So it's really important to make sure that you're thinking about how you can stay resilient against these cyber attacks. And then also what's great about this event is that we're going to show you and demonstrate all the tools that Veeam has in its arsenal that's going to help you stay resilient against these cyber attacks, right?
Indeed. And just a quick note, there's so much more to it, right? There's so much more to Veeam. There's so much more to our offerings. And in this section here from Michael and Andre, talking about what you didn't know about Veeam covering in your estate. You know, there's so much going on with this content that if you haven't registered for VeeamON, definitely go on over to VeeamON Today. All right. I mentioned, so VeeamON.com today. The show you're watching is VeeamON Today, powered by Object First. And I want to take a moment and do a quick word from our sponsors, Object First. Let's check this out. You're watching VeeamON Today, powered by Object First, and we are just before VeeamON 2025, both in San Diego, California, and online, and you can still register. Go on over to VeeamON.com. Now, Kirsten and I gave kind of a good preview, but Kirsten, this is one of our favorite parts of VeeamON Today, powered by Object First. Do you remember this? We've done this every year.
Yeah, I remember stealing slides from people's PowerPoints. We really shouldn't steal anything. It should be more of like borrow a slide. But, steal a slide just rolls off the tongue a little bit nicer, doesn't it?
Or we could just say it's unsolicited external promotion. Maybe that's a little better way to say it. So let me tell you how this came about, everyone. So I have one of my favorite honor burdens here at Veeam is I'm a member of the content team to help make VeeamON content, right? So I'm in the process of helping assign speakers, adjust titles, and like a lot of times you'll get like duplicate topics and we'll consolidate it, bring the good things from both and the speakers together to avoid duplication. And then we manage all the content and we have this really awesome library. And I see some great stuff coming through. So you know what? Best thing you do, start taking other people's work. So let's start first up with wrong computer. These two folks were talking about one of the online sessions, and this is one that will be both online by Kirsten and I think it's Jorge and Anthony will do this one on site. So it'll be a little bit different between the two, but talk to us, Kirsten, about how we got to this topic.
Yeah, well, Veeam Intelligence is one of those things that, is more of a recent addition to the Veeam data platform. And it really is going to give you intelligence at your fingertips. And me and Rick, talked about this within our session. online. And Jorge and Anthony, from what they've showed me, they're going to have an amazing session in person as well. So make sure you tune in or you join that session as well. And Veeam Intelligence is really going to help increase the usability of the Veeam data platform. We have a lot going on every day. And being able to ask AI a simple question like, hey, what machines are protected? Are all my machines meeting my recovery point objectives? And getting a clear answer is really going to help you save time and know that your data is protected. So if we think about, okay, how does this work, right? Well, it uses the RAG architecture model. And if we could just build this out a little bit, yeah, that's great. Yeah. So the client will ask Veeam Intelligence a question. It then will create an agent and it will go and use the Veeam APIs and look at that data and find the answer to that question with the data that Veeam already has stored. It will then send it to the large language model so that it can understand the question, and then it can also produce an answer that you are able to understand. So this is like really the behind the scenes look of how it works. And I think it works great. I've been playing around with Veeam Intelligence now for the last 2 or 3 weeks, asking it questions, seeing how it answers, and it's been working really great for me. And there's a lot of more exciting things coming within this intelligence that we're giving our customers. And I am just bursting at the seams to see if to let everybody know what's happening. But I can't. You guys have to tune in to the live. You have to tune in live, or you got to be there in person to know, right, Rick?
That's right. Well, I will blow a little secret here is that Kirsten has a really cool Veeam Intelligence demo that we're going to do on the general session on the Wednesday. That's all I can say. That's all we're going to say. All right. Good stuff. Great job, Kirsten. Next area that I want to steal a slide from is from Microsoft Entra ID. Backup any way you want it from JFM, KB, and Colin Hanks in our product marketing. I just love initials for my team. I do that. That's how I roll. But one of the slides I want to steal there is a really fundamental one. Why back up Microsoft Entra ID? It really follows that shared responsibility model that we have been talking about here at Veeam for a long time. There's a perception that you don't need to. Okay, that's the perception. It is backed up. It's a service and that accounts can't be hacked. But we have data indicating that there's hundreds of millions of attacks every day on Entra ID, which is wild. But the reality is it's not protected. It is super at risk. It's a global attack surface. And mistakes are really hard to sort out and repair. So you want to give some caution there in regards to ensuring you have an audit trail and ways out of the problem. It's super important when you think about having that compliance, having that type of control over the data. This is very much a shared responsibility model conversation as we always have had. And I'll just, true or false, Kirsten, are you going to be doing something related to Entra ID as well on the general session demo?
True.
True. That's right. Something new. True and new. They rhyme. I do that on Thursdays. I'm a poet, but I don't even know it. All right. Bad joke. Last thing I want to highlight is the art of the pre-fresh. Now, Kirsten, you've worked with me for a long time. Pre-fresh, that sounds like a word I made up. True or false?
Definitely true. I mean, if you know Rick, you know he loves making up words. What was the first one? Triple resiliency or
Ultra
resiliency, pre-fresh.
That's what I do. That's what
Throttle
I do.
till you bottle or whatever.
No.
He comes up with all these ones.
Oh, come on. This is a family show, Kirsten. I want to keep that iTunes clean rating. Okay. But you are watching VeeamON Today, powered by Object First. And one of the cool things that we're looking at right now is Steal a Slide, where we go into the content library and steal good content. And I gave this idea to Brad and Matt, the art of the pre-fresh. And the thought here is, what do you need to know now before you refresh your Veeam environment? It's actually brilliant. So as you say yes to Veeam, especially Veeam Data Platform, you make decisions around storage, networking, things like that. That changes over time. So one of the things I want to highlight from their presentation is just to revisit environment variables. I used to say this a lot when it comes to production data, like don't propagate bad design decisions of the past. Same thing goes for your Veeam infrastructure. Take a look at these environment variables. Let's look at these 4 categories. What is the growth? What are new platforms? What are new compliances? And where are we on the cloud? When you look at, if you say yes to Veeam at a certain point in time, there's a point in time view of your data infrastructure. But then if we're going into year 3, 4, 5 of that Veeam infrastructure, a lot of these things have changed. And one of the probably most attractive new things that I want to highlight is that there is now a new capability, a new option available called Veeam Data Cloud Vault, which is a great additional thing to think about when it comes to backup storage. It can sit to the cloud storage, but it also can sit to the regulations and compliance when you think about how resilient you are against ransomware and things like that. Really want to get people thinking about Vault being a really good part of your refresh. And I just got a note from the producers that Chris Chowderhose from Canada is tuned in. Hey, Chris, thanks for joining. A couple others as well. Good stuff. So I'm really excited for this stuff, Kirsten. And as we bring it home on this episode of VeeamON Today, powered by Object First, I want to just highlight that there's some things when it comes to the next release of Veeam Data Platform that I want everyone to kind of think about. So this kind of follows that thought from the pre-fresh. I do want to bring to everyone's attention, we're going to talk a lot more about this next week at VeeamON, but there's a couple of deprecated features. We're going to turn off certain capabilities as well as some limited platform support. So just want to bring that to everyone's attention, and you can check out these 2 QR codes that go to some of that information. So that's one of those things, Kirsten, that I feel like now is the time to make any changes before any upgrade to avoid any problems when it's time. Like remove anything before you upgrade because that makes the upgrade a lot smoother.
Yeah, that's right. No one wants to deal with any issues while they're upgrading. So yeah, just going through the list, double checking, considering how your environment's changed are all really good tips before you upgrade to kind of, write out and make a plan for.
One comment just came in from Kashif. I'm not going to San Diego. I'm going to be attending from India. That's right. No problem, Kashif. If you didn't know, go to VeeamON.com. You can register still for free to attend. And I did that search of online sessions, and there's a great library of stuff that's going to be part of that experience at VeeamON. Anybody, no matter where you are, definitely want to check it out. All right. A couple things I want to highlight. We are live Tuesday, Wednesday, and actually Monday, but actually in the right order, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week with 3 more episodes of VeeamON Today powered by Object First. And I got some special guests. I've got Anton. I've got Neeraj. I've got David Bennett, CEO of Object First, who is sponsoring VeeamON Today powered by Object First. I have the community team from my team. And I also have, there's one more guest. Who do I have? Oh, the Monday show. I've got Emily Tellez and Edwin Videma. We're going to talk resiliency, and I gave it a cheeky title, Talk Resiliency to Me. So we're going to set the stage for one of the big parts of VeeamON. So you can still register. Go to VeeamON.com and register. And I want to give a big thanks to Mark, to Jeffrey, and Felicia, our producers who make this possible. And Kirsten, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Yeah, thanks again. I'm excited for next week.
Indeed. All right, everyone, that concludes our stream. You can still register. Go on over to VeeamON.com and you can register, and we will see you on Monday on the next episode of VeeamON Today, powered by Object First.